All right, the hashtag strategy for cluster 1 is pretty easy to use. So what you're going to be doing is, first of all, copying the chart. Remember, I have it on the back side, so your chart should be copied in. This is how it should look in your notebook. And what you'll do is you'll read the line numbers it tells you to read. So starting with lines 1 through 6 of Texas versus Johnson, it says, "We decline, therefore, to create for the flag an exception to the jouster principles protected by the First Amendment. To say that the government has an interest in encouraging proper treatment of the flag, however, is not to say that it may criminally punish a person for burning a flag as a means of political protest." So we decline, being like we don't agree, and we won't do it. We won't agree to create an exception for the flag for the principles protected by the First Amendment. That's your freedom of speech. So burning the flag is not an exception to your freedom of speech. And then to say that the government has an interest in encouraging proper treatment. So the government can say you should treat the flag well and even teach you how to treat it, but they cannot punish you for burning a flag when you're doing it in protest. Okay, so all you have to do is come up with a hashtag that really sums up what this part is about. You can't use my hashtag, but I chose no buts, hashtag no buts. And my explanation says burning a flag is part of the freedom of speech covered under the First Amendment with no exceptions or buts. That's how I got it. So as long as you have a hashtag that makes sense for the passage that you're reading, the excerpt, lines 1 through 6, and then you explain why you chose it and it makes sense, then you're good. You just need to provide 2 small quotes or pieces of evidence to support that that's what that part of the passage was about. Now, for lines 7 through 12, it's the little excerpt at the top here. National unity as an end, which officials may foster by persuasion and example, is not in question. The problem is whether under our Constitution, compulsion, as here employed, is a permissible means for its achievement. So national unity, being like together as a country, being proud to be an American, as an end, which is a goal, right, or an aspiration, a goal, which officials, that's government officials, like government people, may foster, help to grow, by persuasion and example is not in question. So they can try and make national unity grow by persuading people to be proud of America, right, and to adhere to the things, to American values. The problem is whether under our Constitution, compulsion, which you see is forced obligation, so making someone, as here employed, is a permissible means, like is an acceptable means for its achievement. So the fact that the government can persuade you is not in question, but they can't force you to have national unity. That's what the section's about. So you're coming up with a hashtag that correctly represents that. You're putting it in your chart. You're coming up with a couple of quotes or phrases from the passage that back you up, and then you're explaining why you chose that hashtag. For the next section, it says we are fortified, as in like building a fort, like a military fort, how it protects whatever's inside from outside attack, right? We are fortified in today's conclusion by our conviction, our belief, that forbidding criminal punishment for conduct such as Johnson's, when he burned the flag, will not endanger the special role played by our flag or the feelings it inspires. So the flag represents freedom, things like that. It inspires feelings of patriotism in us, right? So they're saying burning the flag won't endanger the special role played by our flag or the feelings it inspires. It won't make us feel any differently about the flag. To paraphrase Justice Holmes, we submit that nobody can suppose that this one gesture of an unknown man will change our nation's attitude towards its flag. Okay, so one person burning a flag isn't going to change our mind about it. Indeed, Texas's argument that the burning of an American flag is an act having a high likelihood to cause a breach of the peace being like a riot, and its statute's implicit assumption that physical mistreatment of the flag will lead to serious offense people will be offended by someone burning it, tend to confirm that the flag's special role is not in danger. If it were, no one would riot or take offense because a flag had been burned. So the fact that people are going to get upset over it shows that the feelings the flag inspires and what it means isn't in danger. Otherwise, we wouldn't be upset. All right, so you're coming up with a hashtag for that, providing a couple pieces of evidence and an explanation. The next set of lines is 14 to 25. That's the one we just did, is 26 to 39, the last part. Okay, we are tempted to say, in fact, that the flag's deservedly cherished place in our community will be strengthened, not weakened, by our holding today. The fact that we're saying people have the freedom to burn the flag strengthens what that flag stands for. It doesn't weaken it, because the flag stands for freedom, right? If we were to take away the freedom to burn the flag, then we would be taking away the meaning of the flag. Burning the flag doesn't take away the meaning. Only punishing someone for burning the flag would take away the meaning. Our decision is a reaffirmation of the principles of freedom and inclusiveness that the flag best reflects. All right, so the flag represents freedom and inclusiveness, so letting someone burn it helps support freedom and inclusiveness. And of the conviction that our toleration of criticism such as Johnson's is a sign and source of our strength. The fact that we can allow Johnson his freedom of speech to burn the flag is a sign and source of our strength, the strength America has in allowing people freedom. Indeed, one of the proudest images of our flag, the one immortalized in our own national anthem, is of the bombardment it survived at Fort McHenry, right? When the British were trying to take back control of America, we declared independence. Fort McHenry, they attacked, and they said, when you're ready to surrender, take down your flag, and we wouldn't take down our flag. So eventually the captain told them to aim all cannons at the flag, and so they bombarded the flag with bombs and cannon fire, and holes were ripped in the flag. You can still see this in a museum, the same flag. Men ran to the center of the fort to hold up the flagpole so it wouldn't fall, and they kept running to the center as more and more men fell victim to the bombardment of bombs and cannon fire. And finally, when the whole battle was done, it was an exhaustive battle, the flag was still standing. That's what Francis Scott Key wrote about in the national anthem, and that's what he's talking about here, right? It is the nation's resilience, the ability for that flag to withstand any attack, for us to withstand any attack, not its rigidity that Texas sees reflected in the flag. And it is that resilience that we reassert today. So if the flag can withstand the bombardment at Fort McHenry, it certainly can withstand someone burning it, because regardless of the flag, what it stands for can't be burned or hurt in any way. The way to preserve the flag's special role is not to punish those who feel differently about these matters. It is to persuade them that they are wrong. So we don't punish them, we persuade them. Okay, so you're coming up with a hashtag for this and an explanation. The last part here at the bottom of the directions is to, on the next page, the second one that you guys set up, was to write a 3 to 5 sentence objective summary. What that means is that it's 3 to 5 sentences in your own words, using no quotes. And by objective, it means you're not putting your opinion in it. You're just saying what the text said in summary. All right? And then make sure the rubrics are copied the way that they said they should. So after that, you're going to go back and looking at the cluster 1 hashtag strategy. When you're all finished, you're going to look at your RI 1.3 scale located in the front of your notebook and rate yourself 1 to 5 where you think you fell based off of your efforts here. Right? Read the descriptions and see where you fell. After writing your objective summary, you'll look at the RI 1.2 scale and you rate yourself there on how you think you fell, 1 through 5. And nobody should really be a 5. We should all be somewhere around 2, 3, or possibly 4, because we're not being asked to do the whole standard here. We're just asked to do part of the standard. So there shouldn't be anybody really who's getting a 5. Okay?